Hello! Welcome to our channel. I'm Rhema and I am one half of this channel with my twin sister. On this channel we share content about simple and sustainable living, veganism, student life, and other lifestyle content. I recently just finished a semester at California State University of Monterey Bay. I was studying there for one semester through what's called a National Student Exchange or NSE program with my home university, the University of Hawaii at Manoa. In today's video, I interview three of my friends, one of which is an international student, one is a transfer student, and one is a student who's been at CSUMB for all 4 years. We're going to be talking about why each student chose CSUMB, how their classes have been, making friends, partying, dorming, and on-campus jobs.
My name is Emily and I do history.
My name is Rhema Wong and I am an NSE student or National Student Exchange from Hawaii. I am studying hospitality and this was my first and only semester at CSUMB.
Hi, I'm Kate. I'm a transfer student and my major is Sustainable Hospitality Management with a concentration in Sustainable Hotel, Resort, and Event Management. And this is my first semester here at CSUMB.
Hello, my name is Nevin. I'm a psych major, or psychology major, and my year is a 4th year.
I chose CSUMB because it was by the sea. It's the closest CSU to the beach, and I'm not near the beach at home, so I wanted to be really close to the sea. I chose it because it's a small campus, and again, it's not something I experienced, so wanted to kind of get a new experience at college experience. So I liked the idea of being in a seaside town for a year.
I chose CSUMB because of their Sustainable Hospitality Management program. I'm currently studying Travel Industry Management, or TIM, at my home campus in Hawaii. I was really drawn to the sustainability aspect and focus that CSUMB offered and the way that they kind of merged sustainability and hospitality together. Another reason I chose CSUMB was because of the location. This was my first time living away from home, and I had been to California before, but only Southern California, so I had never been to this part of California, but I knew that it was something that I would still be a little bit familiar with. Also, I wanted to be somewhere where I was still surrounded by nature and somewhere where I could still see the ocean and be by the ocean.
My sister went here and she had a really great experience. I spent my first year of college up north at Chico State. It was just kind of a little bit chaotic. I wasn't able to focus. I did community college for about 3 years after coming home from Chico, and I was looking to work in hospitality. I worked at a hotel for a few years, and then I was looking at doing a hospitality major. I found that all the CSUs have a hospitality major, but at CSUMB it's called Sustainable Hospitality Management, which I thought might give me a leg up in the future, having sustainability be an up-and-coming topic in a lot of corporations and just the environment.
When I was choosing colleges, I had applied to a lot. One of the first things that actually attracted my attention was affordability. Knowing that I have to pay for college, I'm like, oh, this is one of the cheapest places you can go. And also, you're like a mile from the beach. So I could walk to the beach every night. On top of that, it's nice and more of an intimate campus. We have 7,000-ish students. Definitely a smaller community, but one that's a little bit more tight-knit.
I currently do 5 classes. Not all of them have to relate to my major. That's the joy of a year abroad, but they mostly do because I actually do enjoy doing history. The classes are really interesting. They aren't as challenging as my uni at home. I have found that it feels a little bit more like I'm back at high school rather than at college, but that is just because we're used to doing 3,000 word essays at the end of the semester rather than homework every week, assignments every week kind of thing. So it's just a different layout, which is something to get used to. Definitely some classes are more challenging than others. I think it just depends who your professors are and what major you do. I've definitely enjoyed all 5 of them this semester.
I took a total of 5 classes at CSUMB, which comes out to a total of 14 credits. I had 2 business classes and then 2 sustainable hospitality management classes, and then one of my classes was an elective and it was a yoga class. The yoga class was fairly easy. You just have to show up for yoga, which I really loved. The 2 business classes were a little bit challenging, but I found that the teachers were very organized and they had just a really good structure in the class, so it was easy to keep up with the work. I didn't find that the workload was too heavy, and most of the work that we did get was very manageable. All of the teachers are very helpful at CSUMB. They're very supportive and encourage you to ask questions and ask for help and go to tutoring if you need it. As for my 2 sustainable hospitality classes, honestly, there wasn't a lot of homework. The workload was very light. We didn't have a lot of assignments. If anything, most of it was discussion-based or experience-based, which I really appreciated. Overall, the workload for my classes was very light and very manageable. Most of the teachers aren't too hard on you about the grading system. I'd say that the classes were pretty good and just very manageable overall.
This is my first semester here. I'm starting the upper division coursework. I'm taking 6 different classes. However, it's only 15 units, so it's not too unbearable. I'm really liking it so far. My favorite class so far was probably the business communication class, or the class learning all about Excel spreadsheets. That one's Business 299, and I'm excited to see what comes with my hospitality classes. So far, they've been very discussion-based. I believe in the next coming semester, it's more project-based, so I'll be looking forward to that. My workload actually hasn't been that bad. I found it to be pretty manageable. I also don't have to work this semester. I do have an internship, which is about 5 to 10 hours a week, so it's not too bad. It's also remote. I feel like all the professors are very, not all of them, but some of them are very lenient, and I found the grading to not be super harsh. Pretty good to just turn things in and get the credit. You're just collecting all the points.
I also have 2 minors, so I do music and communications as well, and so that changes my workload to make it a little bit heavier. In terms of psychology classes, I would say it's pretty relaxed. I'd say they're pretty cool classes. You get a variety of options compared to a lot of other majors. For example, the class I'm taking next semester is for developmental psych, but it's called How to Love, and it teaches you theories of love and teaches you honestly, how to love, right? You can also do classes on psychopharmacology. I know a lot about drugs now. Is that knowledge I can apply? I took neuroscience. I took those classes to be challenging, but there are also classes that if you have a different skill set, they cater to that as well.
A challenge coming and knowing no one, but that's what I wanted a bit of adventure. The international orientation days that they did right at the beginning of the semester was the best thing they could have done. It introduced everyone who was new and formed groups, because then I met you and I met our kind of international group that we then went on trips with. I think that helped. It was harder making friends because the American students were so settled already. I think sometimes it's hard to infiltrate formed friendship groups, but I have found in my experience everyone's been so friendly, really willing to talk even in class, which isn't something that always happens at home. But yeah, I think smaller class sizes, smaller campus, smaller university population has definitely helped with friend making, but props to the International Orientation Day.
Making friends at CSUMB was fairly easy for me personally. On the first week and during orientation, they paired all of the NSE students with the international students. From day 1, I met most of my friends at orientation, which was really great and really cool because we were kind of in the same situation where we were only there for either 1 semester or a full year. Aside from making friends who were also on exchange, I'd say it was pretty easy to make friends in my different classes. Everybody at CSUMB is so friendly and so nice and so open and willing to talk and hang out. It was actually really cool. I will say that I could see how it could be challenging if you're changing friend groups, because the campus population is so small in general. I felt like once you have your group of friends, it's a little bit harder to either form a new group of friends or go into a different group of friends, just because everybody is very close-knit with each other. Aside from that, I think that it's also very easy to get involved at CSUMB, and obviously the more involved you are, the more people you're going to meet and you're just going to be doing the same things with. I'd say that having the small campus population made it feel pretty easy to make friends, and everybody was just really friendly overall.
I have definitely had to make an effort to make friends. For example, the person behind the camera, Miss Rhema, I worked up the nerve to reach out to her, and I was like, oh my god, I want to be her friend. She's so cool. She's from Hawaii. I think if you were a freshman going through all 4 years, you would have had an easier time, but I was just brought in here. Definitely utilize orientation, because that's where I met one of my closest friends. Me and her have like done everything together. We take a lot of classes together, and we've been each other's rock this semester. But yeah, making friends has been hard, I will say that.
Okay, so I'll tell you my experience, and I'll actually integrate some other, because I work with a lot of students on campus, and this is actually a challenge for some. As I sit here in my 4th year, I say like I'm really grateful for the friends I have had, you know, throughout the cycle. And it was really easy, I would say, like at first. Like I'm still, like my best friend is my freshman year roommate. I know that's not the case for everyone in college, but I do know that it's very possible to make friends. It's just a matter of meeting friends and classmates, like taking advantage of the little experiences you get, going to events.
It is really not this campus to go to if you like to party and that's what you want from your experience. There are parties if you like are desperate enough to find them, but they get shut down at like 11. Like it's not the campus to party. Most of the parties are off campus accommodation anyway. Like seriously, it's not the vibe. If you're 21, there is fun pubs and bars in town, and San Francisco is not far away. Go out in San Francisco. No, it's not the vibe for that, which is why I came here, because my uni at home is, and I wanted a little detox year. This is like my detox, like not really that kind of vibe. Save my liver, save my sleep schedule. If you want to go out, if you want to party, it's not that kind of vibe.
Parties and CSUMB don't really go well together. The campus, again, like the population is just really small, so there's just like less concentration in general. I had been to a few parties, but most of them get shut down really early, or they're just like very like casual and chill, nothing too crazy going on. Honestly, the reality of it is that it really just, it's not a party school. There definitely are parties, they're just not super crazy. They all seem to be very chill, or the ones that I went to at least. Yeah, not really a party school.
Ragers every night. Just kidding. I haven't been to any parties. I am 22 though, so I am a little bit older than some of the students here. I might not want to find myself at a party with 18-year-olds, but I do go to the bars. They're entertaining, however, they are a long drive. To go to downtown Monterey from the CSUMB campus is about a 15-minute drive down the freeway. Just keep that in mind, that it's not like a walkable area. No parties.
Okay, I would say the party scene's definitely not what you would expect when you like see movies in college. There's some bigger universities in California like Chico or Santa Barbara that have like really big party scenes, like huge. I see it on my Snapchat and like I don't even go there, so I know it's a thing. Here on campus, the party scene is kind of split up. Usually in our like junior and senior year buildings, you see a lot more of those parties. On some nights, there's a little bit more active of like a student like RA or police presence or other things that like shut down parties. But definitely like it exists. It's not like non-existent, but it's definitely a lot less compared to other colleges. And every year it shifts, you know, it depends on who's living where. It depends on where the frats are, it depends on where the sororities are, it depends on where the students who normally have these parties are, you know. So everyone throws parties though, so it's not just like a centered thing.
Something new for me, I've not done it before. I've enjoyed being this close to all my classes. It means I can wake up later. That's been the major exciting thing. The dorms are much nicer here than they were at home, so very much enjoying that. Sharing a room, that's a new experience. I got lucky with my roommate, she's amazing. I've really enjoyed the community feel. Yeah, just like the vibe of campus is really nice, and spending so much time on a university campuses, yeah, it's been good. I feel like there are resources here, like there's a gym on campus, there's the library, there's like enough places to eat, so it's been interesting. I feel like this campus is, because it's remote, I feel like it needs to be pretty because there's not loads to do around, like immediately definitely around. It's not always been like easy because it can feel like you're trapped sometimes, but overall it's been fun to be on campus.
Living on campus has been the coolest thing ever. This is actually my first experience living on campus, so it was just very new to me and very exciting. I found the process to be very smooth with like the application and moving in, like roommate communication and stuff. But living on campus was great. I loved being able to just walk to my classes and just walk everywhere. I loved that my friends were living in the same building as me. I'd say that overall, living on campus, I think with any campus, it's just very convenient and fun because you're just surrounded by so many people that are like obviously like the same age as you or like in similar age groups, and then it's just so convenient to be able to walk to your classes and just walk around campus and just go back to your dorm really easily.
I've actually really liked this experience. My roommate is actually an RA, and my situation's a little bit unique. We live in a suite that has only 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, and a kitchenette area. We're really friendly with each other, but we also just kind of do our own thing and mind our own business. It feels really easy when we're both 2 mature people, and yeah, it's been really good so far.
It's definitely changed a lot. My freshman year, I lived on campus. I 100% recommend. I want to come back to that. But when COVID happened, we all got sent home. And so I was able to move back in with family for a bit and do online stuff. And then I ended up moving to Monterey. So I lived off campus for a few years because that was a little bit more affordable at the time based on the housing situation. Housing in Monterey can be a little competitive. As we grow bigger and we're working on like accommodating that housing, it can be challenging in some aspects to find that. And so I said, like, for affordability's sake, I lived off campus. This year, actually, I'm back on campus. I work as a resident advisor, so I kind of manage the floor of residents during their second year, and we do mentoring and things like that as well. But living on campus has been off and on, but 100% recommend living on campus.
Only one, but it's self-inflicted. So I rocked up in August and my light on my side of the room was not working, and I put a work order in and they didn't respond to it. And then I went to my RA and they told me to do something about it, and I didn't do it. So that's my fault. I could have had a fixed light by now. I will do it next semester. Apart from that, no, we've had like random power outages, but I think that was just Monterey in general. Payments have been fine actually. I think in general they're quite quick at getting back to you. Like, I wanted to change my meal plan, they literally got back to me within 3 days and have adjusted it on my account. So I feel like they're pretty good at that from my own experience.
When I first moved in, there was only one of my roommates who had been living there during the summer, and I was coming in and during the fall semester. So I moved in and she was already there, and the first day that I moved in, and apparently this had been an issue for a while, but there was like a toilet issue. Basically, our toilet wouldn't flush. We had 2 bathrooms, so we did have 1 working toilet, but we had to put in like multiple work orders for the same toilet and the same issue. They would temporarily fix it and it would be okay for a little while, and then it would just stop working again. I think they just needed to get a new toilet, honestly. There was an issue with our tub, it clogged, and then also our sink disposal stopped working, but we just put in a work order and they actually were able to fix it really quickly, so they're pretty on top of it. I think at the beginning of the semester they get flooded with a lot of work orders, so it feels like it takes so much longer, but in the middle of the semester the work orders get resolved pretty quickly.
So our shower did clog up. That was not a big deal. The maintenance guy came in a few days and unclogged it. I definitely could have unclogged it if I bought one of those things, but I just did not want to do that. That only happened once in September and it hasn't happened since. So we've just been really good about like collecting the hair and stuff. Anyways, next question.
Yeah. So listen, I work for them. With all due respect and love, yes, right now my kitchen is leaking water from the ceiling, which is so fun and quirky and cool. I am currently locked out of my kitchen. There's a giant plastic thing in the way. Sometimes there's like water shutoffs and things like that. The buildings are older, especially in your freshman year dorm. It's like the freshman year dorms are spacious compared to other colleges, but my first dorm was essentially like a refurbished military bunker, which sounds like scary and awful, but it's actually really cool. Like the way it's formatted, and has like special bathrooms and like all these cool things. But aside from the point, yes, like maintenance problems are a thing on campus. There are students who go all 4 years without them. I'm not one of those students. Challenges of housing. I think on any college campus you go to, that's just a thing. Like with your bigger departments and programs, like dining or housing, it's like, you know, you have, even with like 7,000 or 35,000 students or 50,000 students, like you can expect everyone to like it. Personally, like I feel like I'm pretty easygoing, so it's easier for me to say I don't have these problems, but like I do know other students do have struggles and challenges, and that's because of the way colleges are.
I'm a marketing intern with the College of Business's entrepreneurial program, the Startup Monterey Bay. Everything's remote. I meet once a week with my supervisor, and she gives me tasks. A lot of it is drafting social media posts and email blasts to promote our events that we put on. The pay is $16 an hour, so it's not too much, but it's worth your time if you're doing it from home and just logging your hours.
When it comes to applying to campus jobs, we have like a little portal called Otter Jobs, and like that's like a lot of postings, not just on campus, but actually off campus as well. Most of my jobs have been on campus, for the exception of like one or two. Currently, I'm working as an orientation leader. I help coordinate for a Men of Color program on campus, and we do a lot of like community outreach, cultural programming, academic like performance and success, career success, professional advice, and then I also do research on campus, the RA.
And you're an RA.
Yeah.
Damn.
So the thing is, like, now I go here for free because of the way that the jobs work on campus, because of the way everything works. As an RA, you get your housing free, right? And you get a meal plan. And so that helped a lot. These jobs have made me very connected to my resources on campus. In terms of applying to jobs, it's really easy. Like, there's always somewhere open. Like, if it feels like it's not, there's always. Sometimes it's in the community. Sometimes it's on campus. But that's part of those on-campus jobs is you literally walk to work. And you, like, I'm literally a 5-minute walk to my job. A lot of offices are really, like, relaxed, you know? Like, there's not this pressure to be, like, perfect as a student. You know, everyone understands that, like, last minute tests come up, or like if you're falling behind in a class, like they'll work with you. A lot of jobs should be able to do that outside of here too. But I would say on campus, that is something that's taken into consideration.
And that's it for today's video. Thank you so much to you guys for watching. And I just really hope that this helps some students to gain more insights on real student perspectives and real student experiences, not only about CSUMB, but about college in general. I'm also going to be sharing a part 2 of this video where we answer a few more questions about CSUMB. So I'll link that in the description box below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.